This is The Scoop for Wednesday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. Several individuals face immigration questions after a traffic stop by the Pinellas County Sheriffs. Florida Politics reports that the car's driver was cited Monday on the Pinellas Bayway in St. Pete Beach for driving without a valid driver's license. According to a sheriff spokesperson, the driver and 4 passengers were detained based on administrative warrants. The sheriff's office said it is still open and active report. Visitations at Pinellas County Jail will be fully remote. WMNF's Chris Young reports on Pinellas County Jail's new remote inmate visitation system.
Adam Kinzel is a captain at the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office.
When the change happens in October 1st, it'll be the same exact thing, just the availability just goes through the roof for the inmates to contact their family or their attorneys.
Currently, with the visitation center, they're limited to 40 visits per time slot. Now, they can have 3,000 inmates speaking at the same time. Each inmate will get 4 free 30-minute calls a week. Wanda Bertram, spokesperson for the Prison Policy Initiative, says video calls are a good supplement, but not a replacement for face-to-face visits.
Being able to look at them and see, okay, this person is doing okay, or, oh no, this person looks like they're not doing well. Being able to actually feel them physically in the room with you, right? These are all components of visits that are extremely important.
All updates will take effect on October 1st. Beginning September 17th, visitors will have the opportunity to pre-schedule appointments up to 2 weeks in advance. Chris Young, WMNF News.
Yesterday, Tampa Bay Students for a Democratic Society protested outside a factory in Tampa. WMNF's Leah Burdick reports the activist group opposes the company Extend for supplying drones to Israel.
25 demonstrators stood outside in downpouring rain, chanting how they do not support U.S. aid to Israel. The words genocide and shame were used frequently to describe their frustrations. Christina Bonetta is a mother and a demonstrator. She says she is upset and furious about the killings of women and children in Gaza.
This here, no matter what is going on, women and children just should not be killed. Children should not be killed. They should not be starved. This should not be happening. And really, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people say it's a war, and it's definitely not a war. It's ethnic cleansing. It's a genocide.
Tears started to form in Bonetta's eyes as she shared more about how her sign highlights what is happening to them. Victoria Hinckley is a student organizer with Students for a Democratic Society. She says she's trying to bring more awareness to the Extend factory.
I think it was done very secretively, you know. It's back in like an area where, you know, it's somewhat rural, not super populated, kind of like in a more industrial kind of warehouse. There's like warehouses up and down the street, so it's not very visible to the public eye, and it's not very public about what it's doing here, you know.
The rain may have smudged some signs, but it didn't wash away their message. For WMNF News, I'm Leah Burdick in Tampa.
Liberation! When Gaza is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that!
Less than 3 months ago, Victor Jones was among more than 900 men who received apologies from Florida officials and checks for $21,000 as reparations for the horrific abuse they endured as children at state-run reform schools. But later this month, Jones is scheduled to be put to death by lethal injection for the 1990 murders of a couple in Miami-Dade County. He would be the third former student at the notorious reform schools to be executed in little more than a year. Jones's attorneys, along with other advocates, are arguing in court that the death row inmate should be spared execution, in part because of the life-altering trauma resulting from his 4 stints as a teenager at the now shuttered Okeechobee School in South Florida. Meanwhile, tonight, Florida will execute its record 12th person of the year. David Pittman is scheduled to be put to death at 6 o'clock. The U.S. Supreme Court rejected his last appeal yesterday. The group Floridians for Alternatives to the Death Penalty will gather at 5 o'clock outside Florida State Prison for a vigil and peaceful protest in the final hour before the scheduled execution. Scattered thunderstorms will develop this afternoon with highs in the high 80s. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible early with overnight lows in the low 70s. And a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible tomorrow with highs in the low 90s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.